Offense, defense, kicking. Let's go, ODK.
Today we're focusing on the offense. We're going to talk about Caleb Williams. You know, there are actually a lot of areas of growth, but I'm surprised by the accuracy issue. So I kind of just want to. This is just us kind of walking through some of the accuracy issues that showed up in different areas, even just early on in the game. So this is actually a completion, but I want to show you why even accuracy on balls that are completed sometimes matters. So this is the over to Cole Kmet, who is in the green route here. So Cole Kmet at the top of your screen.
Really well-designed play by Ben Johnson.
Colston Loveland goes in motion, and then he is actually just blocking down here on the end. You got this clear out route going this way, and Rome just going towards the sideline. So this is going to create space for Cole Kmet to come over as your quarterback is just coming straight out and then booting. So throwing on the run, which we've seen in the past Caleb do really, really well. I like this play design. I like getting him on a boot. I like getting him on the move to a wide open completion here to Cole Kmet. So it's better to see from the end zone angle. So we're going to do that. So the ball is already out here at this point. You see it, and good point, Carm. Well-designed play to get open into all of this space. And there's the point here is that as this ball comes in and is completed on the run, there should be more room for Cole Kmet to pick up another 5 to 10 yards, right? Ideally, in this situation.
Sure.
Look at where he catches it, though. He has to go – now, I actually think it's a little debatable on actually if Cole had to go down to catch this, but I understand why he did. Remember, this is early in the game. It was still a little slick.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
that's important context.
It is. It's a little slick, so I don't blame Cole for going down to kind of just make sure this is a catch.
100%.
So I actually think it's a great play. But, maybe in a drier game, maybe if you're playing indoors, you might take a little bit more of a risk and just try to pluck the ball down towards your hip or your knees and continue to run with it if you can't. But that being said, if the quarterback can put this pass more out here instead of here, then Cole is able to catch it in stride and pick up maybe 5-10 as he probably goes out of bounds because, this DB is coming in and we know Cole. We love Cole. He's probably not making that guy missing and running for a touchdown or anything.
Nobody's running over him. He's trucking him.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
But I would say if we're going to be critical about not getting more yards after the catch on this, I put that more on Cole than I do on Caleb but I also am completely in agreement with you that they had to make sure they, secure the catch because of the weather conditions. That being said, he put it in his chest. Cole chose to slide.
Yeah, but Greg, you okay? First of all, okay.
Somebody get him an RC.
Let's not make excuses. I guarantee you, they're in the film room going, Caleb, if this ball is here instead of here, this is a catch and run. It is not an accurate pass. It just isn't. And we need to acknowledge that. Now, this is another one that kind of got overlooked. I think we all saw this in the moment, but everybody correctly and rightfully so focused on the nonsense that was happening here with Colston Loveland, who is doing his job perfectly. This is not offensive pass interference and should not have been called. That being said, if we can ignore that for a second, another well-designed play here by Ben Johnson. This whole thing is designed to go to DeAndre Swift on a wheel route, and there is another player back here off the screen, which I'll show you in a second, but this could have been a touchdown in a world in which the refs actually knew what they were doing and where Caleb throws a better ball. So we go to the next slide. This is the point where DeAndre catches the ball, and he's going this way out of bounds instead of upfield because of the ball placement from Caleb Williams on this play. And again, kind of easier to see from the end zone angle, but you can see right here, this is right after the catch. DeAndre Swift's momentum has taken him out of bounds. It almost looked like they ruled this incomplete on the field, which I'm not sure if they did or they were just blowing the whistle or not, but it ended up not mattering because of the flag.
And on this particular throw, too, I thought Caleb put too much air on it. If it was a little bit more of a bullet pass, DeAndre Swift could have caught it and had time to get his momentum shifted and go upfield.
I mean, if this ball again is over here going upfield, Swift is catching this in stride with one guy to beat, and he makes that guy miss. It is a touchdown. Well, it would have been if not for this idiotic thing laying on the field.
Yeah, that was not a good call. It wasn't a great throw, and there was a lot of room there. This does feel fixable? I don't know.
That's what I'm trying to get at. These are small margins. This isn't me picking on Caleb. This is the NFL. This is stuff Lance Briggs was talking about yesterday. This is the NFL. You're the number one overall pick. This goes to what you were talking about, Greg, earlier in the show, that you expected these things to be a little bit more clean early on in his career. But here, I'm going to get to the next play, and then I'm going to kind of give the summary because I know people are probably panicking by me even bringing this stuff up, but I am optimistic.
There's no panic. Bears fans are very calm and grounded.
So, all right, this is the interception, and I'm raising my hand right now even though you can't see me on the camera. I was wrong about this live. I thought that this was a late throw, and that was the problem, and that he was locked too much in on Rome Odunze, and there might have been other open guys. Now, the checkdowns were open, but remember, this was like 3rd and 17, I want to say, and this was after the penalty, the bad penalty that should have been called on Loveland that was, so it's unfortunate they were even in this situation. But top of the screen, green route from Rome Odunze, that's where this ball goes, just sort of a deep corner. That 50-yard line here, this is exactly where the sticks are off the screen, okay? So that's where we want this ball to ideally go. This is where Rome is running to. You get the short, fast motion from Olamide Zaccheaus. It's really just a clear out.
Yeah, I definitely thought this was late as well.
Yeah, I thought it was late too. And I'm going to show you why it wasn't, though. We go to the next slide. This is where Caleb is letting go of the ball. This is anticipation. Look at where Rome is. He hasn't even gone to his break here. This was actually an anticipatory throw. And while there's not a ton of space here with the DB, there's enough space if the ball placement is where it needs to be. That's the big thing. Let's go to the next one. Here's your ball flying through the air. If this thing goes to the sticks, right to the sticks, which is where Rome is running to right now, this defensive back is not getting there. Rome's got that position. If that ball's thrown right to the sticks, Rome catches this, goes out of bounds. It's a first down. And the timing is actually fine. This is one of those moments where I wish I could show you the video. Of course, we can't. That's the usual disclaimer we give you. Instead of the ball being here, it's back here. You could see Rome is actually backpedaling because it ends up being a back shoulder throw, which brings the DB back into play. Again, we go back to the end zone angle. So because the ball came in back here, he brought the DB back into play at this spot, whereas if it had been thrown out here, which is where the route was supposed to go, there's more space. Rome probably catches it and goes out of bounds. So I was wrong watching this live. I thought it was a late throw. I thought he sat on it. And instead, it was the accuracy when you really watch it on film. So these little things, this isn't off by much on any of these three plays.
Some of his best throws have actually been that route where he has fired it out there, and very few QBs could make that throw. And this time it just didn't happen.
So that brings me to, and Stephen, we're done with the video, so you can bring us back on camera. But I just want to make this very clear as we close up this segment. If you're watching this or even listening to the podcast version and just being like, well, they're picking on him, but what? No, this is what is expected of you. It's what Ben Johnson expects of him as high expectations. And now let me get to some of the good stuff, which is what you kind of got to, Carm. Like, these are well-designed plays.
Yep.
And he's only off by a little. And we know he can do it. We've seen him do it. We've seen him make those throws on the run a million times, whether it's college or last year in his rookie year. Okay, we have seen the wheel routes connect and have plenty of room to run. And even that third down throw, that interception, once I got to see the tape and watch it closer and realized, no, he wasn't late. He was actually perfect in his footwork, his progressions, and his decision-making on a money down, a hard money down where they're behind the sticks. It's just the throw was off. Otherwise, the timing, the anticipation, everything else was great. So it's almost like, I don't want to say throwing accurate footballs is easy, but I see him doing a lot of the harder stuff better this season. And in a weird way, the easier stuff, the cadence, the pre-snap, the stuff that should be easier, the accuracy that we've seen him have many, many times at every level of football this kid has played in, that's the part that's been off. But that's what tells me it's going to get better. That's what still gives me a lot of optimism that as they continue to rep this stuff, reps, he has the coaching. They have coaching across the board. This is a great coaching staff. He's in such a better position. He has the weapons. This stuff will get better overall. And it's not going to be linear. We've already seen that this season. He had a great game against the Cowboys. He had a pretty good game against the Commanders. In between, it dipped a little against the Raiders. It dipped a lot the other day against the Saints. But as long as when we get to the end of the season, it's up here compared to down here where it started, then you can call the 2025 Bears season a success for Caleb Williams. And I am still optimistic that that's how it's going to end.